Paper cuts, I got friends, I got foes, but they all sitting ducks. Yeah, this turf figure cracking, double back like a deluxe. 50 deep, but it ain't deep enough. Fuck a pig, they gon' beat him up. Falling from a money tree, and it grow throughout the month. Spit a loop, get the camera, speed off, yes, us. I feel good, get the fuck out my thighs. Look good, but she don't got no ties. I walk in, walk out with the size. Man, don't let me know what the prize. Squabble up, squabble up, squabble up, squabble up,
Squabble up, squabble up, squabble up, squabble up. Hey, what's up, y'all? This your girl, Lady V, in the place to be out here in Lompoc, California. As you can see, Kendrick has the whole world on storm right now with his new released album, GNX. Let me tell you, I've been listening to it for the past week, and I love it. Actually, it made me really enjoy Kendrick Lamar a little bit more. Now, I know at the beginning of the year, he came out with It's Not Like Us, and I mean, he rocked the whole summer. Now he's rocking the end of the year, going into 2025. And I really appreciate Kendrick because, first of all, he's a fellow Gemini. So I'm going to always have his back. And I like his music. I like the way he thinks. If you know anything about a Gemini, we are always in our head. We're very cerebral. And so I get him, you know. And I'm just excited for him. I love his music. I love hearing what he has to say. And he definitely got the bangers, okay? But today I am podcasting on Truth Be Told from LadyVee's Perspective because there is a video circulating that had a particular white comedian say some very derogatory things about Kendrick. And I'm going to tell you, it rubbed me the wrong way. But before we get into it, I like to let you know about Truth Be Told. It is a spiritual channel, a podcast just for spiritual talk, everything spiritual, anything spiritual. Okay. I am on a spiritual journey. I've been on one for 5 years, maybe 6, 7, if you're counting the years before I started traveling. But I have tuned into my spiritual self, and so I look through spiritual eyes. Okay, I don't look through the carnal eyes. It's always spirit, because spirit is what leads us. First of all, we are spiritual beings having human existence on a hell planet, which is where we are, right? And music has definitely been my way of release, has been a healing, therapeutic way of me letting go and realizing and seeing things for what they are, digging deeper into the meaning of my life. And so I appreciate good music. Okay. I'm now getting into the whole binaural beats and affirmation music. So that's my thing. And so we know that was Squabble Up by Kendrick Lamar. And I'm going to play it pretty much every day because I love it. But today he's the topic because this white man decided to say some very derogatory things about Kendrick. Not only has it taken the internet by storm, but it most definitely pissed me the hell off, okay? Because how dare you say such a thing? And when I talk about spiritual stuff, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That was demonic, what that motherfucker said. That was evil. That was the pits of his soul. And he tried to layer it as, oh, it's just comedy. It's just jokes. It's supposed to be funny. That shit wasn't funny. How you gonna sit up here and emasculate this man? A whole gangster, whether he's in a gang or not, it don't matter. He has the whole California, LA Crips and Bloods on his team right now. And how you gonna say that about him because he's short and makes you feel like you're bigger than him to be able to overpower him, to grape him, and think that's funny? And laughing, and he really getting a kick out of it, thinking he really saying something. Demonic, evil, son of a bitch. And I already know it's gonna be handled because you know how it is these days. A person sit up here and say some disrespectful shit, they get handled. Karma is the year 2024. Just because we at the end of it, don't mean that karma still ain't gonna be coming and collecting names and whooping asses. And he gonna have to pay for that. I don't know how he gonna pay for it, whether he gets his show canceled, which he deserves, or if the Kendrick Lamar himself whoop his ass, or he send his goons to whoop his ass. But Andrew needs the piss slapped out of his motherfucking face. And they need to take his nuts and his motherfucking dick and slice that motherfucker off and make him into a bitch. Since you want to sit up here and emasculate this man, and he never said your name, regardless if he was referencing you or not, how dare you disrespect him like that? And I don't know Kendrick from a can of paint, other than that he's a Gemini and I'm a ride or die for a Gemini because I'm a, you know what I'm saying? I know how we are, I know how we think. You know what I'm saying? He's very humble. He's a mild and meek person, but he ain't no punk. He chooses peace over war. But if the war has to come, goddamn it, the whole motherfucking country, the whole earth is gonna explode when it comes to us Geminis who let a motherfucker know what it is. I found that highly disturbing and I wanted to talk about it because this is the kind of stuff. And before he said that, he had references to some of the music that, the West Coast is known to have. And I'm going to have to agree just a tiny little bit about how music has evolved for the past 30, 40, 50 years. Okay, hip hop, whatever. Okay, it started out in the East where it was about consciousness, about keeping the people together and bringing folks together and respecting the black woman and the black man and giving pointers on how to live and be free mentally, even if you feel like you're enslaved in chains in this real world that we live in with all the racism and all the bullshit that goes on in this world. But it was about uplifting the people, you know and for a long time, that was doing it. Like Queen Latifah, Tribe Called Quest, I forgot the people who sung Troy. They reminisce over you. A lot of good artists from the East Coast. I mean, I grew up on it, so there was a lot of songs that were about unity. Unity. That was my first real song that I could say that I resonated with, because first of all, female rapper coming out in a male dominant world, and she was speaking about holding her respect as a black woman. You will not talk to me crazy. You won't be calling me a bitch. None of that. And I love that. I rolled for that. Shout out to Queen Latifah. Then the West got the music. And now they shift the whole genre into gangster shit where, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. And that's one of the things he mentioned before he went in on Kendrick. The fact that it's lick on the pussy and suck the dick. I mean, when that genre of music came out back in the 90s, it was a different feel from what we were used to with the black unity. And it even caused a little uproar in the community when we was hearing these men, black men, these street boys calling people bitches and hoes. And they weren't referencing it to all women, I'm sure. When they were talking about it, they was probably talking about the females that they knew that were bitches and hoes. But that reference was generalized by everybody being a bitch and a hoe. Okay? And then it got to talking about how they'll kill a motherfucker. You killing each other and this, that, and that. You know what I'm saying? So I can see where his mindset was when he got to talking about how black women uh have always pretty much been disrespected, even back in the slavery times. You know, First of all, the black woman, And I know I'm going to probably get some backlash from this, but I don't give a damn because I feel like it has been a proven fact that Black woman is God. The mitochondria comes from a Black woman, which made all races, skin tones, hair textures, and motherfucking eye colors, recessive genes or not. Okay? So, in the womb of a woman is how everybody gets here. So, if the woman, the Black woman specifically, is God, she is a co creator of the divine. So, first of all, we shouldn't be getting disrespected because we bring life. But because of the patriarch system and how hip hop has been used to turn against the unity of Black people, by first of all, doing stuff like Andrew Schultz said that he would do to Kendrick. They've been buck breaking Black men forever. Okay? And Black men have now gotten accustomed to it. Now, when I say Black men, you know I'm not talking about every Black man. So let's get that straight. But majority of them are now turning into that gay shit. Majority of them is now liking the homosexuality and the transgenderism and all that shit. Because that's what's being pumped in the music. We all know that frequency hurts and all that shit has a lot to do with programming the mind through audio waves. It does have a frequency that it either works for or work against our body in the magnetic field that we're surrounded in. That's why it's able to control your feelings. It's able to control your mood, your thoughts. So different frequencies will have you feeling different ways. We know that. And so, learning and researching all the stuff that I've learned about this industry, and you know that right now there's a big, big conspiracy and collapse that's happening in the music industry right now. Things are being brought to the forefront that has been in plain sight, hidden in plain sight. You know, programming the youth, programming us. I have to say that too, because remember, I grew up on hip hop. So, you know, it programmed me. I mean, you got somebody put with a beat telling you to pop your pussy and shake your ass and all that stuff. What are you going to do? If they got the right beat and you want to dance to the beat, you're going to do what is being said in the damn thing for you to do. That's what dancing in motion is all about. When you are moving your body, you're listening to the sounds and you're moving based off of what you hear. So when words are added to this music, you're going to be acting these words and bringing them into light with music, with movements, I mean. So we all have been programmed with this devaluing system of Black culture. And what I like about Kendrick is that he has a sense of unity. He wants to bring peace. But let me tell you something. Anything that's going to have to do with a change in life, to change generations to come, the man in the mirror has to be the one to make the change. Sometimes everybody's not going to be all for the change, or it might take a slow progression into change. But all it takes is courage for somebody, especially with an influential background, a voice that can be heard, to start the movement of peace and unity. So I do commend Kendrick for wanting to say, don't nobody disrespect Black women. But Andrew Schultz felt that it was okay because Black men have been doing it for fucking how many decades? Calling women bitches and hoes, and now you got these female artists that all they do is shake their ass and have the whole world thinking that twerking is cool, that popping pussy is cool, shaking titties, showing barely no skin. So now that is the culture that's been cultivated for an influence over the people. So with Kendrick being so conscious and so awoke, his music only hits a certain demographic, a certain population, a certain audience. We've been listening to this trash ass music for a while. And when someone of substance come in, it's like it kind of gets you on the fence. Like, I like the music, but I don't like the message. I'm used to the message of this, but now this person's got me thinking along these terms, and I don't know how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So it leaves us feeling like, okay, what is the better influence with the music? And for a long time, it's been that disrespectful shit. Having people wanting to kill, rob, and steal, and, pretty much doing the devil's work, making money for the demons that are over the music industry. And so I say now that shit is getting played the fuck out. The whole music industry is crumbling the fuck down. And if that means that Kendrick is coming in with with turning the genre back to where it was peaceful and unified and love and all that stuff, then I say kudos for Kendrick, because that's where we should be at. I know he in his heart, because I'm a Gemini, I feel the same way he does. We are very influential people. That's why he loves Pac so much, because Pac is a Gemini too, and Pac spoke some real shit. He pretty much let us know that we were at the times that we are now. 20 something years ago, he told us that this was going to happen. Because he knew the industry, he knew what was going on, he saw it with his eyes, just like Kendrick saw things too, but he disassociated himself from that life. Like, there was one lyric that Dr. Dre said, I just want the money, fuck the fame. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how Kendrick is. He's still an artist. He still want to let his art be known. But he don't need to be in the public's eye and have everybody swooning over him and, wanting to do this and that to him. He can be like, okay, I'm going to pop out and show niggas, make my bread, and go home and be with my family. The ones I know love me, not this fake love shit. And so for Andrew to sit up here and emasculate this man on national TV, he and hawing with other motherfuckers, other black men on that show who should be able to relate to Kendrick, even if they're not Kendrick. You're a black man with melanated skin, and you let this pale face, caterpillar lip ass motherfucker sit up here and talk about this man like this, whether you like Kendrick Lamar's music or not. What he was basically saying about Kendrick, he's saying about all black people. And you sitting on his couch, he and ha-ha with this motherfucker. That shit was crazy to me. And this is what I'm saying about how things need to change. And it ain't the fact that it needs to change, it's changing regardless. Babylon, first of all, is crumbling. So starting with the music industry and then Hollywood, all of that shit is going down and being rebuilt. And if Kendrick is the one to set that tone again, then he's doing what he's supposed to do. Because now everybody else need to follow suit. Because that shooting, killing, fucking, sucking, all that shit is played out. We've had 20 to 30 years of that bullshit programming our children to be little hoes, to where it's okay for a grown man to now get on some type of device, electric device, technology, to try to swoon over little kids to where they are able to be snatched the fuck up, put in underground railroads, and shipped across motherfucking seas and containers, and all this other stuff that's being brought to the forefront. I'm not gonna say this is what hip hop has done, but hip hop and the shit that hip hop has been representing for the past however many years it has been, this is the product of that shit. And now we got this motherfucker thinking it's okay to just disrespect us because, hey, we've been disrespecting ourselves for so long. So what's wrong with me saying that I want to fuck Kendrick in the ass? Hell, ain't that's what they doing in Hollywood? Ain't all them black men getting fucked in the ass? But not Kendrick. And I really do feel like Kendrick should give you a straight mouth shot when he see you, Andrew Schultz, because you'll deserve that. Maybe knock a couple of teeth out. Have you talking with a lisp, bitch. Because you shouldn't have said those things about him. I didn't like that one bit. But I do want to send a message out there. Like, this needs to change. You can't get mad. Even though I do agree with Kendrick about, don't let no white man talk about no black woman, da 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 this. I 100% agree with you. But to make that statement even more powerful, we as a black community got to stop using that word. We got to stop talking about each other. We got to stop going against each other. We got to stop calling each other niggas and bitches because we're not niggas and we're not bitches. We are, the old saying is king and queens, but I like to say we are emperors and empresses. Okay? For us to be the race that has started humanity, we should be acting and living as such. There was no fucking, this is what the white man is afraid of, is us coming into this power and taking back over, which that's going to happen anyway. It's starting right before our eyes. You know what I'm saying? All this, the world coming to an end and revelation bullshit. Ain't nobody scared of that. I once was scared about the revelation, and how the world was gonna come and how God was gonna destroy this, that, and the third. God is only gonna destroy the evil motherfuckers. If you ain't evil, you ain't got shit to worry about. If you're not a demon like Andrew, you ain't got shit to worry about, honey. Keep living your life, spreading love, joy, peace, happiness, prosperity, abundance, kindness, all the high vibrational things that God represents. Only the devil represents that low vibrational shit and talking about graping people. What? That's sick. First of all, you're basically saying you're with that shit. You're basically saying, yes, I'm a rapist. I've raped and I'll rape some more. That's basically what you're saying, Andrew. It wouldn't surprise me if we come out, find out that you've been fucking on little kids. For you to even think that shit is funny is beyond me. And then say, oh, it was only a joke. Ha ha ha. You can't take a joke, not that type of joke, motherfucker, when you know that that's a real thing that's going on. And then, guys, have y'all heard that beginning of January 2025, they're going to implement going around raping women and children? Have y'all heard that? Now, everybody want to say conspiracy this, conspiracy that. But bitch, haven't conspiracies been proven? Right before y'all eyes, y'all seeing this shit. It's finna go down, y'all. 2025 is finna go down. They already had a 7.0 earthquake in California, Northern California, but now it's a threat of tsunamis. Oh, yes, revelation, justice, judgment day, whatever the hell you want to call it, has rang its motherfucking bell, and it's time now. And so I hope that people like Andrew get exactly what's coming to him. And I'm not saying, and I can't even say that he a good person, because that foul disgustingness that came out of his throat pocket lets me know that you're not a good person, bitch. Even if you found some shit funny that wasn't even funny, you're not a good person at all. And he deserves everything that's coming to him, because you know what's coming. Somebody's going to catch him off guard, and it don't even have to be Kendrick himself. Anybody, maybe a fan, will come and knock the fuck out of Andrew, and he will deserve it. And I know that, people say, oh, if you're so loving light, why are you promoting violence? No, I'm promoting justice, righteousness. Because what he did was not right. Well, two rights don't make a wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. And never a wrong makes a motherfucker right either. Don't do wrong. Don't say wrong. Don't be wrong. Don't think wrong. We all are here to learn, make mistakes, and so forth and so on. But when it comes to defaming people, painting people in horrible lights like I've had all my life, people lying on my name and saying all this horrible stuff about me, trying to alter people's decisions about me and make me look like the villain. Sometimes being a villain is not so bad when it comes with righteousness behind it. Like vigilante type shit. You know what I'm saying? And so right now I can honestly say that I'm on some vigilante type of things too. Because What I'm tired of is the evil that is prevalent. But to side with Kendrick, I want to say that we have to change our lingo on how we talk to each other. You can't get mad at this man for saying what he said, Kendrick, and then still say somebody is a nigga and somebody's a bitch. We need to eradicate those words, period, on the especially with the context that it has been used in and known for. I've had people who I don't even know whether I'm cool with them or not, whether I've talked to them or not, or whatever, just casually call me a bitch. Bitch, blah, 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 blah. And people think that's okay. And then it's like we have grown so accustomed to just doing that because it's part of the culture that when somebody checks a person by saying, oh, don't call me that, then it's a look of innocence on their face. But, I just, that's what I call everybody. Or I was just saying that. But no, don't say that because I'm not a bitch. Now, regardless if I act like one, that's different. Acting like a bitch and being called a bitch is two different things, two different meanings, all that. Acting like a nigga and being called a nigga is two different things, two different meanings. And it's sad because we use that word so fervently that it does make the non-melanated people feel confused. Why I can't use that word, or why am I gonna get beat up if I say that word? I've even had a couple of white people talk like that, say the word nigga when they are. I don't make a big deal out of that. I was called a nigga once, and I ain't never really got called a nigga too many times by white people. As a grown up, maybe when I was a kid, they used to call me that. And and I used to say stuff like, "I'm not a nigga, I'm a nigga. When I become a nigga, I let you know," that type shit. And then there was a time in Oklahoma, somebody yelled at a nigga just because I was trying to turn into 7-Eleven parking lot, and I get called a nigga, and I said, "Your mama." But for them people in Oklahoma to be calling anybody niggas, and they got all them half breeds out there, I don't even know what makes them. And that's the shit. Like, y'all lay with these white people who don't get the culture but want to be in the culture so bad to the point of disrespecting the culture, and then they go out and want to fantasize and fetishize having mixed breed babies just for them to end up calling their own kids some niggas. That's crazy to me. So we need to eradicate that word and that meaning, period, regardless if it's attached to culture or not. It leaves a negative connotation on the generations. We should not embrace that word, even if it was meant to demonize us and degrade us. We need to be changing that as influential people, especially Black people. We're influential in everything: fashion, music, sports, performing arts. We have that. The strength, the mental capacity that these white people have been trying to take from us and take the credit for. And we let them. Now it's time to stand up for us, by us. Stop using the word bitch. Stop using the word nigga. If you don't want people to use that word, eradicate it from the fucking vocabulary. That's all you got to do. As I sit here and speak with curse words, I even want to stop cursing. I ain't even gonna lie. Using curse words, is a part of the culture too. you know, a lot of it is just something that we just roll off our tongue, but it's not good. We got to be more mindful of the words that we speak because words are spells. Words are spells. You could speak life or you could speak death from the tongue. The Bible tells you that, and I'm not even a Christian anymore. So we have to use words that's going to uplift us. And I feel like the most people that need to do that is the Black community. We need to start using words to uplift us. Speak life into us. You can't sit up here and expect people to respect you when you're not even speaking in a loving way to yourself. You're not a bitch. You're not a hoe. And then, this whole culture, the slut culture, not everybody thinks that all black women are hoes and sluts. So it's okay to rape us, and it's okay to send us in a damn container over the seas, and it's okay to put us on buffet tables and put food on us with our coochies out and our titties out so people can eat off of us and all this crazy shit. Come on now. This is crazy to me. Something has to change. And the change has to start with the person that's looking in the mirror every day. And I know a lot of y'all can't look at yourselves because y'all know that a lot of y'all in y'all shadow work. A lot of y'all probably get off on this shit that's going on in the world because you're used to it, or you're curious about it, or you know about it, or whatever the fuck. But regardless of such, one thing Kendrick Lamar did say, that there's a new earth coming. And it's crazy that I even said that because I had a slight dream. I used to have dreams a lot that I could remember, and they say that if you don't dream, you're not getting your best sleep, which means you don't never reach your REM sleep. And it's not that you don't dream, because I'm pretty sure we all dream. We just, the ability to remember the dream might be incapacitated. You know what I'm saying? But this morning I woke up with a slight memory of my dream, and I was with Cat Williams for some reason. And we were out and about. I was catching a flight, but we were out, like, a layover or whatever. And I actually ran into him while I was already out and about. And I was eating my dinner, and we happened to have a conversation. And he was making me laugh. I was making him laugh. And it was time to go. So he ended up paying for my meal. He paid for my meal. And then we decided to walk out of the facility that we were in. And as I walked out, I remember looking around. It was a sunny day, that it was like very bright and clear, but there was, of course, some clouds here and there, but it was pretty much sunshine and brightness. But right in front of me, there was like a cloud that had a whole nother earth on it, or a whole nother land or something. I remember looking at the cloud. It was above me. I'm looking at it, and it was slowly descending to the earth. And I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing, little bushes and roads and flowers, and it was like another earth or planet that was coming onto this planet. Okay? Which was so vivid that I had to look it up on my AI dream interpreter. Check that out, y'all. It costs a little money, They have you pay either per month or per year, but it is wonderful at interpreting your dreams. If you ever had a dream that you're wondering what it meant, because dreams can give us messages. Sometimes the divine wants to send us messages that we need to learn or know about, or something that's going to happen in the future, or something that's going to happen, or whatever emotions that we're feeling. You know, we usually will get it through dreams. That's why people say they have prophetic dreams or whatnot. Well, I had to look that up on the AI interpreter, and it did a great breakdown of what that dream meant. And but anyway, yeah, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in, because I just felt like that was real foul what Andrew did. That was not right. And I feel like he should be canceled. His podcast should be taken from him. And just the thought of how he's went into details on how he was sexually assault Kendrick. That was so cringy. And I just feel like that just deserves a fade, and that's why I played Squabble Up, because that's exactly what Kendrick need to do to Andrew when he see him. Squabble up with his ass. Since he want to think because his size means he's powerless or weak. That dumbass, tall, slinky, olive oil body ass motherfucker should know that The shorter a person is, if you know, I mean, it doesn't sound like he's a Christian, so he probably don't know about the David and Goliath story in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? He's a Satanist, if you ask me. Because if he knew that story, he would know that little old David whooped Goliath's motherfucking ass, beat the shit out of him, defeated him, took all his shit and everything. But this motherfucker sat up there based off of how short he feels that Kendrick is to him. He thinks that he can overpower him. So that means you overpower little children too, bitch. And you want to grape them too, you sick ass motherfucker. And you then has the audacity to acknowledge that the dudes that Kendrick hang around will definitely kill him and whoop his ass. But you're going to single-handedly point out that you would do this type of thing to Kendrick. You deserve your ass whooped on sight. And I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. So we'll be hearing about Andrew and how he might end up in a hospital or DD'd up some motherfucking where. Maybe his asshole needs to be, maybe his thigh meat needs to be violated. Who knows? Maybe it already has. That's probably why he want to do it to someone else. Sick ass bitch. That type of stuff angers me. And it just lets you know how prevalent the evil of the world is. And boy, oh boy, that shit is coming to an end. So I want to say to all the ladies, it doesn't have anything to do with color, race, nationality, none of that shit. You know, be prepared, look out, pay attention, and get ready to stand up for yourself, because this upcoming year is promising to be a World War III type of situation on American soil. And when pandemonium happens, in case people don't know what pandemonium is when everybody goes motherfucking chaotic and crazy because they can't handle what the stressors are. And that's a lot of chaos and confusion and anger and all that other shit that's going to happen. And then pandemonium starts when everybody is trying to do everything to everyone that's involved: children, kids, animals, girls, boys, men, women, old people. Everybody can get it when pandemonium starts. Okay? So something is telling me that we're on our way to that. Now, those who know they are chosen, those that know they are covered with the protection of the divine, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Stay alert, pay attention, be prepared, but you really ain't got no battle. This battle is for the wicked. So those are the ones that's going to be scrambling around. And because they're going to be the ones being like, acting crazy, because it's like, if I'm going down, you going down too type of shit. So they will try to take out some innocent people who ain't had shit to do with this shit. That's when things are going to have to really kick up gear. But me personally, I'm not really worried about nothing, because I believe in the higher source. I just know that I'm good, period. There's a big mission for me on this planet. God is getting me prepared for it. I can't really tell you what it is, but best believe I'm getting prepared for it. So, anyways, that's just my 2 cents on this thing. I was debating if I wanted to speak on this or not, but because I had seen so many videos talking about it, and everybody ain't saying the right shit. They talking about how they was fans and all this stuff. Fans? I mean, I'm not a racist person. I have white people in my family. Found out I have at least 15% Irish blood and all this other shit. But that don't mean nothing. I feel like people are people. We are all here on the hell planet trying to live, learn, and have lessons and, right our wrongs and pay off our karmic debts and all this other shit. So I ain't worried about the race. But right now it's about good and evil. And the evil needs to be destroyed. Like wiped out of there. Like gone. Like adios, bitch. That's what the hell needs to be going on. And that is what's going on. So anyway, I'm not going to speak too much on this, but I did want to put my 2 cents out there. And so thank you for tuning in on the Truth Be Told from Lady V's Perspective. And like I said, this is a new podcast. I'm trying it out. Putting my voice out there. If you did like this conversation, you want to comment, go ahead and do so. At the same time, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. Get this message out there. Unity is needed. Right now, we are all stepping into the age of Aquarius, where healing is taking place and the divine feminine energy is being restored. Divine feminine energy doesn't mean it has to be a male or a female. It's just the energy of love, nurture, caring, sharing, healing. That's what the feminine traits are, and that's what's coming back into fruition. That's why this old system that we're in is crumbling. Babylon is falling. There's too much innocent bloodshed that has happened to the children. And so it's going to be rectified. Things are going to be back in balance very soon. A lot of people are going to be destroyed. Boo hoo. But restoration will happen. And those who are here to see it, you know, stay strong. Because you're not going to be able, the things that you're going to see, the things that you're going to hear, it's going to be unbearable. But best believe, know that you have been the one that's chosen to see it. You're not a part of that. You've been excluded. You've been saved. If you want to go to Christian terms, you have been spared by the blood of the Lamb. So you ain't got nothing to worry about. But you demonic Satanists, Luciferian, nasty, incubus, succubus, Jezebel, whole ass motherfuckers, y'all getting y'alls. Like for real, for real. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let this be. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, once again, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be doing this again pretty soon. So y'all take care. Have a blessed one. Peace.